Absolutely. First of all, thank you for the interview. Actually, we are developing very fast. I have to talk about some numbers first. So, Athens International Airport has increased its passenger traffic by 13%, 13.1% in 2024 versus 2023. But actually, the spectacular development has to do with the when we compare with the pre-pandemic levels. When we compare with the pre-pandemic levels, this is a plus 25%. 24.5%. I think we are one of the top metropolitan capital airports in Europe that we have these rates of growth. Now, during the first 3 months of 2025, there is an additional increase of almost 11% versus the first 3 months of 2024. So it seems that demand is booming. And I would like to say a big thank you to our airlines because we are working very closely together for this development and growth. Now, in 2024, we saw developments like, Los Angeles, North, that they are going to start in 2025. This is historical for us because Greece and Athens, we never had a direct connection with the West Coast in the US. American is going to increase their US network as well, adding Charlotte. But we saw also a big, spectacular development from EasyJet, for instance, from Sky Express, which is one of our home-based Greek carriers. Aegean is also developing really well. In 2025, we are going to add in our network another Chinese destination and another Chinese carrier. I'm not revealing the name yet because actually it's up to the airline to announce the new destination. So we are waiting for that. Overall, I would say that we are in a very good shape and in a very good positioning when it comes to redevelopment and growth. Well, actually, our strategy mainly focuses on the long haul development. This is one of our strategic priorities. And also trying to identify new sources of growth in already mature markets. So what we call the secondary, the niche routes, especially in cases like in markets like Europe, for instance, that they are very mature. We have a very dense network to European destinations. We are trying to identify new sources of growth. Now, in order to do that, we work very closely with our airlines. Of course, we offer marketing support. We try to increase and enhance our incentives because our incentive scheme, I think, is one of the most generous worldwide. Very recently, we have enhanced our incentives, trying to focus on these strategic priorities. And of course, additionally, one of our strategic priorities as well is continue to smoothing out the seasonality effect. Actually, in Athens, I think we have achieved that. Because right now we could easily say that Athens is a year-round city break destination. There is traffic all over the year from all the markets. So mainly it's through pricing, through incentives, through marketing support. We try to be very close with our airlines and working closely together, trying to accommodate their needs and wants in our market. Absolutely. India is one of our strategic priorities. We hope that in 2026 we will be able to celebrate an inauguration of a direct flight from India, but also Far East in general is the region and the area where we would like to see more direct connections. So we are working very closely together with airlines of that region. And of course, the US and Canada, they are core markets to us. It's worth mentioning that the US is our top market in terms of volume of foreign visitors in Athens. So we are working again with all the American carriers, with other carriers as well, with North that we were talking about. They are going to introduce Los Angeles very soon. So yeah, this is also something that we are aiming at, having more direct connections to North America. Well, South America, I don't want to leave someone behind. South America is one of the markets that we are eyeing in the medium term, let's say, because it needs to mature more. But this is also something that we are trying to see how we can proceed with connections in the medium term. Right now, there is a big airport expansion plan. This is going to start, the big bulk of the constructions are going to start in 2026 up to 2032. There are minor works that will start just after Easter in 2025. And overall, this mainly focuses on the terminal expansion in order to increase capacity. Luckily, we don't have an issue with runways because this would be another issue that would be rather difficult, with the licensing and everything. It's purely and mainly terminal expansion, but this is a major development for us. There is going to be a big press conference in the third week of May, and we are going to announce all developments there. And another big development for us is achieving net zero carbon emissions by October 2025. This is our project, which is called Route 2025. We had announced that back in December 2019. It was an investment that never stopped, despite the pandemic and all the disruption that the pandemic brought. So now we are in a position to say that yes, by October 2025, we will be producers and consumers of clean energy, and we will have, through solar parks, through photovoltaic parks. So we will have achieved 100% net zero carbon emissions by October 2025. So we are planning to celebrate that because it's 25 years ahead the target that the airport and the airline industry have set. They have set the target of net zero carbon emissions by 2050. So we are rather proud for these developments, and we are getting ready to celebrate that. Well, it's very nice to see old friends because now we are not talking about partners. After so many years, we talk about friends when we talk with other airports or with other airlines. But mainly, we want to discuss and have these bilateral talks with our airline partners. Obviously, we are communicating with them throughout the year, but it's always very good to be here, to be able to exchange views, to move one step forward with our developmental discussions, especially for the next year, next winter and next summer right now. So it's connecting, developing, discussing about development and growth with our airline partners, and having the opportunity to thank them for their trust and confidence in the Athens market. This is very important for us as well. It's a huge shout out to them because they are the ones that are making the job, so the connections. Well, communication is very important. This is absolutely one of the most important tools that an airport has in order to promote, but not only to promote, to communicate news. For instance, very recently, we had very positive pricing developments. We are going to have huge discounts, a reduction of prices during next winter. So we found it absolutely useful when we wanted to communicate with all our airline partners. So it's a basic tool for us.